I'm going to take a quick moment to talk to you about Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And I love Anchor because it does distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and your favorite podcast app. In addition, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Again, that's anchor.fm to get started. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Meg's Life podcast. I am Megan, and I am the host of this podcast. And as you can tell by the title, I am just going to do a quick intro of myself so you can get to know me a little bit better. And then I am going to go into my current favorites. So like I said, my name is Megan. I'm from North Carolina, but I was born and raised in Ohio. When I was about to go into 7th grade, I moved to North Carolina, and I have been in North Carolina ever since. I finished middle school and high school in my new hometown, and then I moved to Greenville, North Carolina to attend East Carolina University, where I majored in hospitality management. I graduated last spring, and I've just been trying to get into a new career ever since. But I used to be a waitress at a restaurant, but with everything that's going on right now, they had to temporarily shut down. So right now, I might be going into temporary work, but I just decided to start a podcast as just a side hobby. But that's a little bit about me. In this episode, like I mentioned, I'm going to share my favorites, and there will also be a blog post that's already up on the Meg's Life blog in case you are interested in checking out any of the things I mentioned. Without further ado, let's just get started. I'm going to start off with podcasts. The first one is I'm Into It with Keaton Milburn. This podcast is one of the newest ones that I've started listening to. As I'm recording this, there are only 2 episodes up, but I really enjoy watching Keaton on YouTube, so it was just a given that I would enjoy her podcast as well. The next podcast is The Basement Yard, and it was created by Joe Santagato, and now his friend Danny Lopriori is also a regular host along with him, and it's just a funny podcast, and there's also a video recording on the YouTube channel in case you want to listen there. The next podcast is The Stride Effect, and this was created by Tori DeSimone. Tori DeSimone has her own podcast called Manifest with Tori DeSimone, and that's also one of my favorites. The Stride Effect relates to her fitness studio that she co-owns called Stride Spin and Fitness. So if you're looking for fitness-related podcasts, I definitely recommend The Stride Effect. The next podcast is I Love You So Much with Kenzie Elizabeth. I really enjoy this podcast, number one, because I enjoy watching Kenzie's videos, and I really enjoy how Kenzie brings on different guests with different backgrounds, so I really enjoy listening to that. Along with that, I listen to The Skinny Confidential, him and her podcast. It's kind of the same kind of idea where they bring on different guests with different backgrounds, and I really enjoy listening to them. The next podcast is The Real Podcast with Natalie Barbu. I found out about Natalie since she attended NC State, and then she lived in Charlotte for a while, but now she moved to New York City, and I really enjoy listening to her podcast since you kind of get a behind the scenes look into people's life and you get to know more than what's just on the surface, like with the Instagram feed. So I would definitely recommend that. I also enjoy listening to In Charge with DNF. I listened to the first episode with Kris Jenner, and I really enjoyed listening to that. I would love if Kris Jenner would start a podcast. I would listen to it all the time. But she had Kris Jenner on, and then the week after that, she had Priyanka Chopra Jonas, and I really enjoyed listening to that, but I haven't listened to the newest episode yet. The next podcast is Gen Z Girl with Abby Aslin. I love watching Abby's videos just because she's so relatable, and I really enjoyed watching her videos when I was in college since I was able to relate to it, but she's finishing up her senior year, but I'm really excited to see what her post-grad content will be like. And the last podcast is also one of the newest ones, and it's We Bought a House with Claudia Sulewski and Phineas. And I really enjoy listening to this podcast just because I like how it's a conversation between the two. And there's only 2 episodes right now as I'm recording this, so you can definitely catch up if you're interested. Now I'm going to go into beauty. The first item I'm going to talk about is from Victoria's Secret, and it is the First Love Rollerball. I found this random website where they were sending them out for free, so I was able to get that for free, and I really enjoy wearing it because it does smell pretty good. The next item was also sent to me just for reviewing purposes, and it's the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Lip Pop. I really like how Glow Recipe has watermelon scented products, but I really enjoy the lip pop because it is moisturizing and it also gives you like a subtle lip color. You can kind of control how light or dark you want it to be. The next product is the Briogeo Farewell Frizz Leave-In Conditioner. I really like Briogeo, and I just spray the leave-in conditioner after I get out of the shower. The next thing is the Tarte Blush in Exposed. I use it as a blush and an eyeshadow. And I also enjoy using the Honest Company hand sanitizer spray and the grapefruit scent. Now I'm going to talk about food and drinks. The first one is from Starbucks, and it's the pineapple matcha drink. I love matcha, but I just can't get it to taste as good as home as it does at the store. So I really wanted to try the matcha from Starbucks, and I really enjoy it. The next thing was Cold Brew. A Instagram account DM'd me asking me if I wanted to try out their cold brew, and I said yes. So they sent me 2 of the flavors, and I really like how convenient it is since I prefer to drink cold coffee over hot coffee. My favorite food has been the peanut butter perfect bars. I ordered them on Instacart from the Fresh Market, but then I saw them at Aldi, so I'm just going to get them from Aldi from now on, but I think they're just perfect for on the go. And last but not least, I enjoyed the Rise Brewing Co. oat milk lattes, and I tried out the TikTok coffee drink where you take a tablespoon of instant coffee, a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of hot water, you whisk it together, and then you add any milk you'd like, and it's so simple, but it's pretty good. I took a trip earlier in the month, like the end of February, and then I came back early March. I went out to Colorado to see my sister and meet my nephew for the first time, and he had his baptism, and I just really enjoyed seeing my family because my brother and my other nephews and my sister-in-law all live in Colorado in the same town, so it was really great to see them since I haven't seen them in a while. And on the blog post, there is a YouTube video linked in case you want to check out that. then I will leave a link to my Spotify so you can check out what music I was listening to this month. But I hope you got to know me a little bit better. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions or you have a podcast idea. I'm very open to trying to talk about any topic that you are interested in. Make sure to give this a review on Apple Podcast and share it on Instagram or Facebook. And until next time, thank you so much for listening.